On Friday, the Ghana Football Association announced that after so many months and years of investigation, they found out that you breached none of their regulations ethically and that you have neglected. First of all, tell us, when you heard this, what was going through your mind?
Well, I'm still processing it. It's yet to sink in. I was elated, obviously happy. What went through my mind is perhaps the people I had put in difficult positions by virtue of the ruling. I say people I had put in difficult positions because there are people who took pride in what I did, people who were proud of me, people who looked up to me, role models to a lot of people, particularly in the Zongo and Muslim communities who looked up to me. And to be besmirched in this way would be a complete betrayal of them. My family, my mother in particular, who's an Islamic preacher, spent years telling people to be upright, and for her son to be accused in such withering terms would definitely damage some credibility and all. So it was so opportune that it happened immediately after our Friday prayers, and I saw it as divine in many ways. So I thought that I had restored the family's image. I had restored the hope that the people had in me, the confidence that people had in me, my family's image, and all of those things. My friends, those who were closest to me, and all, and restored that. And also has also succeeded in silencing a few people, some people who, out of nothing, will just hate you and will just use this thing against you. So for me, it answered a lot of questions that have been bothering me for the past 4 years. It means a lot. It means that I can carry on with my life, because in many instances it held me back in some ways, even if not anything, in thinking. I'm a human being, so sometimes I'll reflect. I've lived an upright life since I was born. I've tried my best to be a good human being, to be a good role model, to set standards, to ask people that work with me, whether those that are superior to me or junior to me, to live upright lives, and to be seen in this way robbed me of that authority, so to speak. It has now, by the ruling of the ethics committee, that confidence has been restored, and I can now carry on with my life. For me, it was not those people that watched it dispassionately will tell you that there was no truth in the allegation. They said, for me, it was not that damaging. First of all, within me, I knew that what they were doing was false. It was calculated. I knew that. So within me, I was satisfied. And the only thing was people who were outside and didn't know the truth.
Yeah.
For them, people might harbor doubts. Yeah. For them, I needed to prove to them that it was not true. But in the industry that we are, I don't think anything affected me negatively. Why? Because I had got my life planned out in many ways. I was running my own things and all of that. So there would be a difficulty to say it had completely damaged me and beyond repairs. I had the same colleagues, I enjoyed the same company, and the same people that supported me from day one are the same people, and they knew me. They didn't change towards me. If anything at all, they supported me the more. For me, it was a blessing. It was a blessing because it gave me the opportunity to explore many other things that I had not done, that I had the opportunity to do, that I could not do. It gave me the opportunity to explore all of those things, and I'm thankful.
Tell me,
Well, one thing initially, it taught me not to trust any human being again. But upon reflection, I saw that it was not every human being. It was just a handful of people who planned this thing against me. So it will be foolish for me to be able to, or to say that I should be careful of human beings. I open up to people a lot. My doors are open 24/7. So I shouldn't allow those people to let me close the door to millions of people, or not millions, but literally many people that come to me. I shouldn't close my door to them. I should be open and then let my character stand. And my character truly showed on that day when I least expected that somebody was videoing me with the intention of humiliating me. Be truthful to yourself, be truthful in all your dealings, be upright in all your dealings, and God will bear you out.
Even if I'm permitted to,
yeah.
How would you describe the work that was done by Thomas Abbey and his team?
Well, I will not give them any credit. I would think that based on what they did to me, I can come to the conclusion that they did not do a fair or dispassionate work. And that brings my mind to the fact that if they've done this to me, they might have recorded a lot of people in the past and did the same thing to them. I think that as a country we should get to a point where we can now re-examine how some of these things are done. From my experience, I can say that they will look for one fish. That story looks like the truth. Then they lump all of you and throw you under the bus. Because when there's one big fish and people hump up on it, questions will not be asked beneath. But beneath the facade can be the unmistakable anxiety of injustice being done. And that can be seen in my case without any evidence, without a shred of an evidence, an iota of evidence. They go and caption me, right, with captions and voiceovers without any evidence. They could have done this thing to hundreds of people in the past. That is why...
You describe their work as a pack of lies in a couple of interviews you've conducted.
And it is true. And I say this unequivocally. One, because they said Sannie Daara sent a colleague. Where is that colleague? Did they show that colleague? It was false. Where did I send the colleague? Provide that evidence. And when that colleague of mine came to you, where is that evidence that the person came to you? This is non-existent. I did not send anybody. I went there alone. They met me in a meeting not lasting even more than 5 minutes. So there's nothing existent. So if something doesn't exist and you try to make it exist by captions and voiceovers, what does it make it? It's falsehood. And it must be told as that. And I say this, that the country must begin to examine these things. Somebody can just come to you, maybe with a camera phone, just takes a video of you, goes to editing, then writes captions underneath. Some people might not be that discerning to be able to read between the lines, and they will take it hook, line, sinker, particularly when it's like that. And they'll just write voiceovers over you. That's it. You are condemned. You are finished.
Do you feel you were targeted?
I feel I was targeted.
Why would they target you?
Because I was very vocal. I was very vocal in support of the Ghana Football Association. So if they had targeted the leader of the GFA, so those that were vocal, they will target you, of course. Who were they? I was one of the most vocal people. Who next? Those that they targeted, count them and see what they were doing for the Ghana Football Association. So the tactic is that when they silence you, you have been besmirched with corruption, bribe taking, and the rest. Would you think about the Ghana Football Association, or you'll be fighting for your reputation? This is what they wanted to do.
You said you were going to clear your name. How far with that?
I think I've cleared my name. With this thing that has happened, my name is cleared. My image is restored. The ethics committee, and I want to hail them for not fearing anything. This Tiger Eye group has covered the entire country, in that people are even afraid to touch anything concerning them. People are afraid. People are afraid. Wherever it is you find yourself in society, they are afraid. But they were not afraid to say the truth. And they have done it in such a way that, people will now feel more confident to be able to come forward and question some of the work that they have done and question the work they will do in future. It's very, very crucial. For me, I think that the Ghana Journalists Association, Parliament of Ghana, must start putting in laws to control some of these things. I say investigative journalism is important for journalism in itself. But if there are ills in it, like the one I suffered, it must be corrected. We must find ways. Nobody should be able to just to pick up a camera, snoop up on you, film you, edit it, that thing to the public.
That's sting journalism.
What?
Sting journalism.
It is not sting journalism. Journalism should be marked by truth. In this case, they lied. It is not sting journalism. These are lies. It kills journalism. This is what kills the trust people have in journalism. If you just snoop up on people, you collect the evidence, turn the evidence the way you want it, do you think the public will have trust in journalism? People will not have trust in journalism. The Ghana Journalists Association must begin to clamp down on these things. I think the National Media Commission have a role in this. Parliament of Ghana must come into this to examine it, to control the way investigative journalism is done in this country. Otherwise, things will get out of control. Today it's me, tomorrow it can be you. It can be the innocent person somewhere. If I didn't have the courage, or football did not have the structures to go through it, I'll suffer in silence and would not be able to get the justice I deserve.
If you are to quantify, and if I ask that question, you've got lots of international friends. What were their reactions when these things come?
Well, a lot of them know me. People know me. They know that this is not Sannie. I remember when this thing happened, a friend of mine called me from the UK. He said, look, this is not you. I've worked with you for several years. This is not you. You need to take legal action. I'll send you my contribution to be able to fight it, because going through the legal process is expensive. A lot of people that called me like that, there were people that supported me in ways I never imagined. So obviously you never know what's in somebody's head, but those colleagues I had that know me know that this is not me. And it's so humiliating to the point that somebody will carry some 1,000, 2,000 CDs to come and give it to you in the quest to humiliate you, when you are paying even your staff more than what these people were even seeking to do with you. It's so humiliating. They wanted to humiliate you, completely obliterate you from the world. And thankfully, God made my character stand. The character that I've lived my life with over the years stands strong at that moment.
I do recall in one of your interviews you said you are still a staff of the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
I still staff of the Ghana Football Association.
Well, I'm to engage with the GFA, and I want you to give me the opportunity to engage with them. Whatever comes out of it, I bet you know.
No, but have you had any kind of conversation with the FA?
Not yet. Not yet. It's way too early.
I mean, since the expose, there was a normalization committee. Then after the normalization committee, then came the new administration led by Keto Kreku. Have they had any kind of conversation with you that says, Sannie, you're still with us until a time that the ethics committee or you're done with all the legal issues your role is still there for you.
No, there's not been any such discussion from the normalization committee up to this point. There's never been this discussion, and I hope that over the next few days they will call me for us to have a meeting and then see the way forward.
Did you that the association has moved on?
Well, I would not answer hypothetical questions. I answer real questions. So we cannot make any deductions based on what you are saying.
But if the FA says that Sannie, come back, let's work.
It's if I need to discuss first of all with my family, my friends. Some of them also work for the GFA. A lot of my friends work for the GFA because whilst I was there, you know, we built relationships with people and the rest. So for me, I can make one statement that Henry Asante, who occupies the current position I occupy, is doing a fantastic job. I don't want him out of the position. He must stay in his position. For me, secondly, also, wherever I find myself and there's the need to help Ghana in any way or form, shape or form, I'll help my country. There's no way I'll turn my back on Ghana. But as to, you know, work in a permanent position with the Federation, that I don't know. So if you can grant me the opportunity to...
The opportunity is granted, but based on your previous experience with the Ghana Football Association, you've worked there. I remember you came into the office position after the 2010 World Cup, if my memory serves me right.
Yes.
You were there till 2018. It means that you've had so many years within this federation.
Yeah.
Based on the previous experience of working with the Ghana Football Association, the FA says, Sannie, we need you to do ABC for us. We start opening his doors to that. Not necessarily occupying the position of a communication director.
But let me engage with them first. It's only proper that I follow channels. I should not be seen to be talking in the public about what I want to do with them when I've not met them. And that means that even before meeting them, I'm discussing with the public before we meet. So they've shown me respect, decorum in this matter. I must reciprocate that respect and decorum.
You once described the GFA communication job as a thankless job.
Yes, I said thankless job then because I was a very well-liked guy before I took the position. But during the course of the thing, people I thought were my friends became my avowed critics. Some could be right, some could be wrong. Even to the point that I felt some of them just hated me because of the way they positioned themselves. But overall, I've made a lot of friends, and in this matter, a lot of the people have come out in support of me. I would be very, very foolish to suggest that if a handful of people do something against me, it must be the entire group. It's not the entire group. They are good people and they are evil people. We just have to be wary of the evil people.
Is the FA job still a thankless job?
No, I would not say it's a thankless job now. No, I would not say it's a thankless job. I would not say it's a thankless job, no.
If you have an opportunity, will you withdraw the earlier comment where you said that the FA job is a thankless job?
Well, when I consider what I went through,
because of the association?
Because of the association, because of the way people I thought were my friends would go out to purposely attack me and the rest, it led me to that conclusion. Today, if I look back, I think a lot of them, perhaps even some that did those things against me, have come out to congratulate and hail me. I would be too wicked in saying that if somebody does a mistake against you and realizes that they've done a mistake against you, and in some way, somehow, they have apologized to you, whether directly or indirectly, it would be foolish for me to also stick to my position, earlier position, that is a thankless job. There are opportunities in life, you must know. Everybody won't like you. Some will like you, some might not like you. If you want everybody to like you, you want to be perfect. Jesus Christ was not liked by everyone. Prophet Muhammad was not liked by everyone. If they are prophets and they were pure and perfect, they were not liked by anyone. What about us? We won't be liked by everyone. So it will be important that I put it on record that I withdraw that statement and realign with the people, even if they hurt me in the past and have today realized that they did me bad, to also realign and say that let bygones be bygones.
3 final questions, then I'll do some lifestyle stories, then we go. And tell me, and this one will not have to do with the legal issues that you had in court. You went to court.
Yes.
How far with that?
Well, I went to court on 2 grounds. One, on the ground. I went to court on 2 grounds. One, on the first ground that my human rights was violated by the way Anas does his work, that without any reason he snooped up on me, he recorded me, and chopped and changed the video the way he liked it and put me in a bad light with no reason. The court did not agree with me on the human rights aspect. Said they were well within their means to take my rights and violate it the way they wanted. But even in that ruling, there's a sticking point that asks about the Aqua guy. That was the ruling. I heard someone was just trying to twist the information. That defamation case still hangs. It's not even started. But Muftau, we also need to consider the fact of the cost associated with taking legal action and the toll it will take on you as a human being. One, it is prohibitively expensive to get good lawyers here and want to proceed to be able to get justice. You spend a lot of money. I think about it. Whilst you are spending a lot of money, you are also spending your time, sometimes your mental space, in thinking about all of these things. Like I've said, those that plotted this thing against me have long adapted to rage. I've got no hate in my heart. I've forgiven them. Do I want to pursue this thing again and spend my money, spend my time, and all of these years chasing these things when God in his own infinite mercy has given me justice in the way I never imagined? Should I pursue that? This is something I must discuss with people that showed me love and support the most. And I also need to find the money to be able to do it. So these are the mental gymnastics I'm going through, and I hope that I can find the time to talk to friends, colleagues, to see what is the right decision. Sometimes you think you take the decision alone, but sometimes you don't have the best decision or the best approach. You need to consult.
Does it mean to get to a point you take the matter out of court because it is too expensive?
It could be on the cards. I'm not completely ruling that option out. Let me see. This thing is yet to sink in. Once it sinks in, I'll be able to do it. But I've been thinking about it. Should I spend these thousands of dollars pursuing this court case when I don't have the money?
When that money can do better things for me?
Maybe. Why should I, So these are the things I think about. But most importantly, what I think about most is to clear my mental space, forgive those that plotted the most destructive thing to me, and move on with my life and focus.
My final question will now be, I don't know if I can describe me as your boss, Kwesi. Just as you mentioned, they were targeting him, so they had to come to you because you were very vocal. How difficult have you come to a point where you feel that you just have to accept that this is nature's way of doing it, or you still feel hurt by what happened?
Oh, no, I don't feel hurt. I've completely moved on, I've got too many things to be held back. I've got too many things I'm doing to be held back by this thing. I don't even spend a minute thinking about it. If you think about it, can you change it? It's pointless. It's happened. So you think about the future. I've got kids that are growing. I need to spend time with them. I need to make time for my family, my wife, my extended family. I need to visit my mom more. I need to spend time with my friends, engage with my community. These are the very, very important things to me. Give back to community, teach people, bequeath knowledge to people. Do we know when we'll die? We don't know. So we have to do good. Spend my time to do good for my better days ahead.